Good morning, students. Our next concept is centroid. You know very well about centroid. What is centroid? If you take any triangle, let us take A, B, C. Okay, the line segment joining from the vertex, any one of the vertex, to midpoint of opposite side. This is, let us consider this is the midpoint. So take this is something. Now AD is called the one of the median of triangle ABC. Okay, and if you take one more line segment like this is you take some B. So this is also midpoint of side AC. If you take one more median from C, so this is also midpoint of side AB is F. So how many medians we can draw? 3 medians. So whenever two lines are intersecting, that is called the point of intersection. Whenever three or more lines having same point, that means passing through same point, then the point is called point of concurrence. Okay, point of concurrence. See, whenever if you take any triangle, you can draw 3 medians. These 3 medians are concurrent. 3 medians are concurrent means those 3 medians passing through a fixed point. That point of concurrence is called centroid, noted with G. And I just give you one more thing here. In a centroid, if you take in a triangle, if you take a centroid, based on this centroid, this median divided into two parts, that is nothing but 2:1 from vertex side. That means AG is to GD is equal to 2:1, not 1:2. From vertex side, it is the vertex, it is the midpoint of opposite side. AG is to GD is equal to 2:1. Similarly, BG is to GE, this is also 2:1. BG is to GE is equal to 2:1. Next one, CF is CG is to GF. CG is to GF. This is also 2:1. That means centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1 internally from vertex side. Okay. Next one. Let us take, this is the triangle ABC and this is the centroid G. So if you join vertex to centroid, so it forms 3 more triangles. Okay, see this triangle, let us take area is equal to K. So this one also K, this one also K. These 3 are having a same areas. Okay, and because of this total part divided into 3 equal parts, let us take some K. Then what can you conclude here? Area of triangle AGB is equal to area of triangle BGC is equal to area of triangle AGC is equal to area of triangle ABC by 3. That means 1/3 of area of triangle ABC, or 3 times of area of triangle AGB is equal to 3 times of area of triangle BGC is equal to 3 times of area of triangle AGC is equal to area of triangle ABC. Okay, very important. Just remember, all these we covered in 9th class, I think so. Okay, next one. If you take medians A, B, C, okay, midpoints of sides. So this is D, E, F. So if you join these 3 midpoints, so this forms more 4 triangles inside of triangle ABC. and all these are having same areas. Just remember, okay, all these are same areas, equal. So because of this total area divided into four equal parts, so we can write the area of triangle AFE is equal to area of triangle uh, BDF is equal to area of triangle EDC is equal to area of triangle DEF is equal to 1/4 of original triangle. 1/4 of area of triangle ABC. So based on these two, we can conclude one thing. Any one of them you take, area of triangle AGB or AGC or BGC. Here you take the midpoints. If you join, you get a triangle, that is DEF. We can get a relation between any one of these triangles and this triangle. What is the relation? Area of triangle AGB is to, can conclude one thing, area of triangle AGB is to area of triangle DEF you take. This is one of the important note. Just remember, area of triangle AGB is to area of triangle DEF is equal to, what can you conclude here? So this is area of triangle ABC by 3. This is area of triangle ABC by 4. Ratio, in ratio, these two will be cancelled. Same factors cancel. Area of triangle ABC, area of triangle ABC cancel. Then what you get conclusion? 1/3 is to 1/4. So 1/3 is to 1/4 you can rewrite as 4:3. This 4 here you write, this 3 here you write. That is 4:3 is your answer. So what can you conclusion? Area of triangle AGB is to area of triangle DEF, or area of triangle AGC is to area of triangle DEF. Whatever be one of the triangle you take. So this ratio of these areas is nothing but 4:3. Next one is, if you take any triangle ABC, and this is the point P, this is the point Q, this is the point R. If the point P divides BC in the ratio m:1, BC order m:1, and Q divides CA in the ratio m:1, and R divides AB in the ratio m:1. Okay, so these 3 points divides the 3 sides in the same ratio. Then area of triangle, that means, sorry, not area, centroid of triangle ABC is equal to centroid of this triangle PQR. Centroid of triangle PQR. Just remember, important point. So according to this one, you can conclude one thing. Let us take, this is the triangle ABC. Okay, if you take the midpoints D, E, F, midpoints divide the sides in 1:1. So it is 1:1, it is 1:1, it is 1:1. Here M, in the place of Mn, 1 is there. So that means this is the triangle formed by these DEF. So then what can you conclude here? Centroid of triangle ABC is nothing but centroid of triangle DEF. So what can you conclude? Centroid of triangle ABC is equal to centroid of triangle DEF. Just a moment. Okay. Here DEF are the midpoints of triangle ABC. Next concept. Next concept is very very important here. Let us take, this is the triangle ABC. Okay, this is the one of the median through A. Okay, see, let us here somewhere you have G. Okay, now we have in 10th class Apollonius theorem. What it says, once again I am remind you, that is AB square. That means, what is Apollonius theorem statement? Sum of the squares of any two sides of any triangle is equal to 2 times of the square of half of third side plus 2 times of the median through third side. Okay, once again, sum of the squares of any two sides is equal to 2 times of square of half of the third side plus 2 times of square of the median to opposite, that is third side. Median through third side. This is the median through third side. This is the third side. If you take AB square plus AC square, any two sides, AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 times of half of third side. What is that? D is the median. That is AD is median, means D is the midpoint. That is 2 times of BD square plus, what can I write? 2 times of AD square. So if you take 2 common, what you conclude? BD square plus AD square. This is nothing but Apollonius theorem. See, if you want to find out the length of the median, what is that? AD. See here, length of median AD is equal to, according to this one, we can simplify this one, AD square. This is nothing but half of. If you simplify this one, what you get? 2 transpose this side, 1 by 2 into AB square plus AC square minus BD square transpose this side, it is equal to AD square. For our convenience, if you take BC length is A opposite is A, B opposite is B, C opposite is C, then what can you write here? This implies 1 by 2 into AB square means C square, AC square means B square, minus BD square means, BD is nothing but half of A. So half of A whole square means A square by 4 is equal to AD square. Okay, so I will simplify here AD length. So that means, first I am writing AD square. AD square is equal to, what can you take here? So take 1 by 4 LCM. This is write in order, 2B square plus 2C square minus A square. So if you want to find out the length of the median, AD is equal to 1 by 2 root over 1 by 4 means root 1 by 4 means 1 by 2 into root over 2B square plus 2C square minus A square. Similarly, if you want to find out BE, length of the median BE. So AD means it is passing through A. This median is passing through A. So you get remaining two sides, 2B square plus 2C square minus A square. So here what you get? Similarly, BE means half of, so here minus B square you get. So this is 2A square plus 2C square. Next one, CF. CF is nothing but again half into root over, what you have? 2B square or 2A square plus 2B square minus C square. These are the median, length of the medians through vertices. AD, BE, CF. Okay, here if you want to find out AG, okay, AG and BG and CG, what are the values? Okay, and one more thing, you know very well, G divides AD in the ratio 2:1 and G divides CF in the ratio 2:1. G divides BE in the ratio 2:1. Okay, see this AD is total 3 parts. Out of them AD is equal to AG is equal to how many parts? As there are two parts. Here three parts. 2 plus 1, 3. Okay. So what can you write? See here, AG is equal to 2/3 of AD. What is AD here? 1 by 2. So 2 get cancelled. What you get? 1 by 3 into root over 2b square plus 2c square minus a square. Next one. If you want to find out BZ, BZ is equal to same thing. 2/3 of B. So 2/3 into B means 1 by 2. 2 get cancelled. So what you have? 1 by 3 into root over 2a square plus 2c square minus b square. Next one is what here? CG if you want to find out. CG is equal to same 2/3 of CF. So 2/3 into 1 by 2, that is 1 by 3. So 1/3 of what you have? 2a square plus 2b square minus c square. Clear? If you want to find out length of medians or somewhat AG. If you want to find out GD, GD is nothing but 1/3 of AD. Then what you get? 1 by 3 into 1 by 2. That means 1 by 6 into this one you get. Okay, this is one of the way. Next one, the relation between sides and medians. Come to here. Relation between sides and medians is nothing but here very clearly you can, if you take this one, 4 times of AD square is equal to, this is one of the median, 4 times of AD square is equal to, from this one what can you conclude? 4 times of AD square is equal to, it is 2b square. That means B means AC, C means AB, A means BC. So directly I am writing AB, BC, CA like that. So what can I write? 2 times of AC square plus AB square, 2 times of minus A square means BC square. Next, from here, similarly we have written. So if you want to write a whole square, that means BE square, if you want to write squaring on both sides, this becomes to 4 times of BE square. 4 times of BE square is equal to, here this is nothing but 2 times of A square, that is nothing but 2 times of BC square, plus 2 times of C square, that is nothing but 2 times of AB square, minus B square means what you have? AC square. Next, similarly this one you can add as 2 times of CF square is equal to 2 times of A square, that is 2 times of BC square, plus 2 times of B means AC square, minus C square means AB square. If you add all this, it is 2 times, 4 times. Squaring on both sides, you get 4 times. See what you have? 4 times of AD square plus BE square plus CF square is equal to, here 2A square, here 2A square, 4A square minus A square, that is 3AC square, plus 2AB square plus 2AB square, that minus AB square, plus 3AB square. Next one is what here? BC. 2BC square plus 2B square, 4BC square minus BC square, that is 3BC square. So what can you conclude here? AD square plus BE square plus CF square is equal to 3 by 4 of, write in order, AB square plus BC square plus CA square. So the relation between sides and medians is nothing but 4 times of AD square plus BE square plus CF square is equal to 3 times of AC square plus AD square plus BC square. In other words, AD square plus BE square plus CF square is equal to 3 by 4 into AB square plus BC square plus CA square. Just remember, very, very important. Next concept is, in a parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other very clearly. Diagonals bisect each other. This is very, very important point in a parallelogram. That means if you take, this is a parallelogram. Once you remember, in a parallelogram diagonals bisect each other means, so other parallelograms are nothing but rectangle, square, rhombus. All these are also parallelograms, but those have extra features. Okay, So let us take this is A, B, C, D. So diagonals bisect each other means, so the midpoint of BD is nothing but midpoint of AC. Okay. So what can you conclude, that is midpoint of BD and midpoint of AC. Midpoint of AC is nothing but A plus C by 2. Midpoint of BD is nothing but B plus D by 2. So 2 get cancelled. What you have? A plus C is equal to B plus D. If you have 3 vertices of a parallelogram, to find the fourth vertex, use this formula. If ABC are 3 vertices, 3 consecutive vertices. 3 consecutive means taken in order clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Okay. If A, B, C are 3 consecutive vertices of parallelogram, then fourth vertex, that is D. D is equal to, what can you write? A plus C minus B. So how you write once you see? So if you want to find out D, if you take in order, if you want to find out this D, what is that? A plus C minus B, opposite. Okay, A plus C, subtract this one. For this D, opposite vertex, subtract from sum of these two. If you want to find out C, so add these two and subtract this one. If you want to find out B, add these two and subtract. If you want to find out this, add these two and subtract this one. Okay. If these are consecutive vertices, if these are not consecutive vertices, then what are the positions? ABC, how many possibilities we can take here? Once you check. So for suppose, if you take A is here, B is here, C is here. So D may be here. If you take A is here, B is here, C is here. This is D, fourth vertex. Here ABC are not consecutive means, so like that you can take. Next one. A is here. B is here, C is here. This is D. So to find fourth vertex, what are the possibilities? C plus B minus A. Here, to find fourth vertex D, in this case, A plus B minus C. Want fourth vertex D. So what is that? A plus C minus B. All these are different cases. So 3 possibilities we have. If that means when it is possible, if A, B, C are any 3 vertices of parallelogram. Just remember, consecutive means only one possibility. Any 3 vertices means 3 possibilities. B plus C minus A plus B minus C, C plus A minus B. So there are no more chances. Okay. So next concept. See here. If DEF are midpoints of sides of triangle ABC. Okay. So this is triangle ABC. This is DEF. Okay. DEF are midpoints. What can you conclude here? If you want to find out DEF, if you know the vertices ABC, how can you find out? See, once you check it out, FD, if you join F comma D, what can you say? FD are midpoints. Okay. So what is the midpoint theorem says? If the line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides is parallel to third side. So this is parallel to third side. Next one. If we join these two, same midpoint theorem. This is parallel to, for this two side, third side is this one. Next, if we join these two, So this is parallel to third side. Okay, according to midpoint theorem. So now what can you conclude? So if you understand, this is nothing but a parallelogram. Yes, it is nothing but a parallelogram. If you know the midpoints of the sides of triangle ABC, and if you want to find out the vertices of ABC, this is very comfortable. What is that? If you know the vertices of triangle ABC, we can find easily DEF, that is midpoint theorem. In other words, if you know the DEF, how to find out vertices based on this one? It is nothing but a parallelogram. For this parallelogram, this is fourth vertex, and this is nothing but a parallelogram, and this is nothing but a fourth vertex, and the same, this is also a parallelogram. This is nothing but a fourth vertex. So now, therefore, A is equal to, what can you write? Add these two and subtract this one. E plus F minus D to find ABC. So B is nothing but F plus D minus E. To find C, so what is that for this C? This is the parallelogram. So E plus D minus F. Okay, very simply we can find out the vertices of triangle ABC whenever you have the midpoints of the sides. Next concept. If P is any point on the plane of triangle ABC. Triangle, suppose here it is the triangle ABC. This triangle ABC plane is nothing but this one. Wherever you can take P. But if they give another one more condition, based on that condition, you should consider the P. Okay. If P is any point on the plane triangle ABC, plane of triangle ABC, then the number of positions of P such that area of triangle APB is equal to area of triangle APC is equal to area of triangle BPC. See, like this, we saw in somewhere, that is in centroid, based on centroid concept. Once you check it out, let us take, this is the triangle ABC. So it is the point G, centroid. See, let us take in the place of G, if you understand P. So area of triangle ABC is equal to area of triangle APC is equal to area of triangle BPC. So here P is nothing but centroid. This is one of the position. Like that we can take. Such that this following these cases. In other words, it is triangle ABC. It is triangle ABC. Satisfying these three conditions means that P should be any point on the, that means P should be one of the vertex of the parallelogram formed by these three vertices ABC. That means maybe here P or ABC, if you take here P, parallelogram, satisfying parallelogram conditions. In other words, if you take ABC, here may be P, satisfying given condition. So whenever ABCP or ABCP or ABPC or APBC, if this forms a parallelogram, then those parallelogram satisfying these three conditions. So total how many such positions we have? 4 possibilities. So the number of positions of such P such that the given conditions are 4. Very, very important concept. Take one example. If 0, 1, 3 comma 5, 4 comma 6, A comma B, are midpoints of sides of quadrilateral then a square plus b square is equal to. Actually, before doing this problem, just remember one thing. Let us take any quadrilateral, whatever it may be. It is a quadrilateral. If you join the midpoints, that means this is midpoint, this is one midpoint, this is one midpoint, this is one midpoint. So let us take this is the one triangle. Join these two. See, if you it is the one of the diagonal of this quadrilateral, and if you join these two midpoints, actually we understand this is nothing but a triangle with this diagonal. So joining these two, according to midpoint theorem, it says this is parallel to this one. Similarly, these two midpoint join, this is nothing but a triangle, so this is also parallel to this one. So these two are parallel sides. Similarly, if you take another diagonal, in this triangle, if you join these two are nothing but midpoints. So this is parallel to this diagonal. If you go for this triangle, so these two are midpoints. So this is parallel to this one. So obviously these two are parallel. So these two are parallel, these two are parallel. So it is nothing but a parallelogram. That means in any quadrilateral, the midpoints of the sides forms a parallelogram. So very clearly we can say these four forms a parallelogram. In parallelogram, let us take if they didn't mention anything, means they given in order. So take this is A, B, C, D. So D is equal to, what is the formula? A plus C minus B. So let us take this is A, B, C, D. So D is equal to what? A plus C minus B. So what is A plus C? 0 plus 4 minus 3, that is 1. Okay, so here D is nothing but what? A comma B. So 1 comma. Next y coordinates. 1 plus 6, 7 minus 5, that is 2. So what can you say? A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. So A square plus B square is equal to 1 plus 4, that is equal to 5. Like that you do the problems. I give some more problems based on this one. By observing the problem only you can understand. Okay. Next one is orthocenter. See, before going to orthocenter, let us take the triangle ABC. What is altitude? The line segment joining from the vertex to perpendicular to the opposite side is called altitude. The point of concurrence of three altitudes in a triangle is called orthocenter. Okay, orthocenter generally denoted with either O or H. Okay, see here, let us take this is O. Some applications you see here. This is very, very important. If triangle ABC is acute angle, centroid always lies in triangle only, but orthocenter will be different. Acute angle, triangle, then O lies inside of triangle. If triangle ABC is a right angle triangle, then O is right angled vertex See here, for suppose this is triangle ABC. So if it is acute angle triangle, so then O will be here. If it is right angle triangle ABC, let us take here B is the right angle vertex. This B is nothing but O. If it is obtuse angle triangle, if triangle ABC is obtuse angled triangle, then O lies totally outside of triangle. That means it is the triangle ABC. If it is obtuse angle triangle, then O will be here, outside of the triangle ABC. Very, very important concept. Okay. See here, the orthocenter of triangle ABC having vertices A comma B, B, some A comma C, C is some D comma B. See here, once you observe, this is very, very important note. The vertices A comma B, A comma C, D comma B forms right angle triangle at a vertex A comma B. See here, whatever maybe you take, you find one of the vertex like that. Here abscissa, that is x coordinate, is equal to in other two different points. This abscissa equal to abscissa of any one of the 2 points. And here ordinate is ordinate of third point. If for suppose here our A comma B you found out like that, A comma C, D comma B, here A is abscissa, that is x coordinate of this point, then this ordinate is y coordinate, that means ordinate of third point, then these three will be forms a right angle triangle. That means once you see the diagram, here these two are equal and these two are equal. Here these two ordinates equal, these two abscissas are equal, then this forms a right angle triangle. See here, and the right angle vertex is A comma B. Same A comma B, A comma C. These two are equal, so these two are equal. So this is the right angle vertex. In a right angle triangle, orthocenter is nothing but right angle vertex. So is, what is that? A comma B. Clear? Next one is, whatever may be, to take, this is the triangle ABC and this is the orthocenter. If O is orthocenter of triangle ABC, okay, then orthocenter of triangle OPC is A, and orthocenter of triangle OAB is C. Orthocenter of triangle AOC is B. See here, once I will explain here clearly. Triangle ABC you take. Let us take, this is the orthocenter. What is orthocenter? Point of concurrence of altitudes. It is perpendicular, it is perpendicular, it is perpendicular. See, you have to find out the orthocenter of a triangle OAB. Let us take, this is the triangle OAB. Okay, so from one point we can drop only one perpendicular to any one of the side. So that means from this point O, this is only the altitude to this side AB. So if we expand this one, it will be like this. So this is one of the altitude of triangle OAB. Next, we have to find out the altitude of that means a triangle OAB passing through A. See, once you observe, if it is obtuse angle triangle, that is orthocenter will be outside. That is important. See, through A, what is the altitude to this side OB? So once you remember, it is the obtuse angle triangle. If it is obtuse angle, then altitude will be outside of this one. So it may be forms here. Similarly, here also you understand, this is OB. So it is obtuse angle. So this altitude formed outside. That means if you expand OB, so up to here, so then altitude will be this one. Similarly, for from B, what is the altitude? From B, altitude is nothing but, so B to which side we have to take? B to OA we have to take. So OA, it is also obtuse angle. So altitude you can drop outside. So if you expand this one OA, so it will be altitude. If you expand this one, it will be the altitude. It will be the altitude. It will be the altitude. This is the point of concurrence of altitude. That is nothing but vertex C. Okay, clear? So similarly, we can say altitude of, that means orthocenter of triangle AOC is nothing but B. Orthocenter of triangle BOC is nothing but A. See right here. If orthocenter of triangle ABC is O, then orthocenter of triangle OAC is B. Orthocenter of triangle OBC is A. Orthocenter of triangle OAB is C. See, next one. In an equilateral triangle, ABC, orthocenter is equal to, that is O is equal to centroid only, that is Z, is equal to, what is that? A plus B plus C by 3. So what is the centroid formula? So whenever you have, it is x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, this is centroid G. So this G is equal to, take A, B, C, G is equal to, what is that? x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. In short form, you can write this is nothing but A plus B plus C by 3. Okay, you remember this formula, centroid formula. So in equilateral triangle, centroid coincident to orthocenter coincident to circumcenter. Circumcenter we will discuss later. Okay, so just remember. Next one. If A is equal to 0, 0, B is equal to x1, y1, C is equal to x2, y2, then orthocenter of triangle ABC is equal to x1, x2 plus y1, y2 by x1, y2 minus x2, y1 into y2 minus y1. This is x coordinate, and y coordinate is same right here, x1, x2 plus y1, y2 by x1, y2 minus x2, y1 into, here you write x1 minus x2. See the difference? Same structure. Here y2 minus y1, here x1 minus x2. These formulas are very, very important. Okay, so based on this one, I give one example. Orthocenter of triangle formed by 1 comma root 3, 0 comma 0, 2 comma 0 is. First you understand it is an equal triangle. First of all you understand it is a right angle triangle or not once you check it out. If you take 1 comma root 3, this one is not in any other two. This root 3 also not in other two. So 0 comma 0, if you take this 0 is not in any other two, this 0 also here, but this 0 not in this one as x coordinate. So it is not a right angle triangle. Then once you check it out, it may be equilateral triangle. So this is you take A, B, C. What is AB? AB is equal to, one of the vertex is 0 comma 0, 1 square plus root 3 whole square, 1 plus 3. That is root 4. Root 4 is equal to 2. Next, BC is equal to, so 0 minus 2 whole square, 2 square, 0 minus 0, 0. So that is also 2. Next, AC. 1 minus 2 whole square, that is 1. Root 3 minus 0 whole square, that is 3. So 1 plus 3, 4. That is root 2 is equal, root 4 is equal to 2. So all these sides are equal. So triangle ABC. So all these sides are equal to 2. So it is an equilateral triangle. In an equilateral triangle, so orthocenter is nothing but centroid. So therefore orthocenter is equal to, what is that? 1 plus 0 plus 2. X coordinates, sum of x coordinates by 3, sum of y coordinates by 3. So root 3 plus 0 plus 0 by 3. So what is this answer? Here 1 plus 2, 3 by 3, that is 1. Root 3 by 3. Root 3 by 3 means you can write 1 by root 3 also. Because of k is equal to root k into root k you can write. See here this 3 you can write as root 3 into root 3. 1 root 3 cancel, left over root 3. 1 comma 1 by root. Like that, like this. Simple problem solving I am giving as a notes. Once you do those problems, if you have any doubt, please ask me in Zoom class.